programmer. If you want to become a programmer very fastly, if you want to improve your logical skills fastly, thinking skills fastly, you must have the knowledge on PDLC. Very, very, very important. Program development life cycle. Program development life cycle. Okay, now what is PDLC? You already know about SDLC, software development life cycle. If you want to develop any software, you must have the knowledge on SDLC. If you want to develop any program, you must have the knowledge on PDLC. So what is this PDLC? PDLC is an approach. PDLC is an approach which is used to develop programs fastly and efficiently. Fastly and efficiently. If you want to develop any programs fastly and efficiently, then we must have the knowledge on PDLC. So steps to be followed while working with PDLC, some steps will be there. Step number 1 is problem definition. Problem definition. Step number 2 is creating the solution for the problem. Creating the solution for the problem. Step number 3 is algorithm. Step number 3 is algorithm. Step number 4 is flowchart. Step number 5 is PRS, program requirement specification. Program requirement specification. Total logics will learn based on this PDLC only. Step number 6 is coding. Step number 7 is testing. So these are the steps you have to follow whenever you want to develop any programs. Any logics, if you want to improve, means who is the best person who can write the logics, means who will not start writing the coding. If you start writing the coding, that is a bad programmer. First of all, don't start writing the coding. Always give coding last priority. Okay, na? First priority, thinking skills are very, very important. Problem solving skills, companies are also looking that skills only from you. So what is PDLC? Program Development Life Cycle. PDLC is an approach which is used to develop the programs fastly and efficiently. If you want to develop any programs fastly and efficiently, then we have to take the support of what? PDLC, Program Development Life Cycle. Okay, now let us see one by one. Let us follow one by one step. First one is problem definition. Problem definition means understanding the problem. Problem definition means what, all of you? Understand the problem. Understand the problem. I already told you, without reading the question, don't write the answer. Read the question 100 times. If you read the question, reading skills also important. 99% in question only, answer will be there. So you must have the skills to how to read the question. That is very important. Problem definition means understand the problem. Let us see, I will give you a small problem. Okay. What is the problem? Consider 3 subject marks. Consider 3 subject marks of the student are 70, 80, 90. Display total, comma, percentage. PDLC is very powerful for complex programs. Simple programs anyway you can write, but complicated programs like loops, conditional statements, all these things, if you want to work, definitely you must have the knowledge on PDLC. So read the question several times. Question must be beautiful. Then definitely you can get an idea. Okay, na? First, if you read the question, how to become a programmer, first read the question properly. And then you will get some idea. Then apply basic mathematics for your idea. Then you can create logic. Then apply the programming syntax for that logic. Then you can create the program. Okay, na? That is the skill actually. First of all, what to do? First, what is important? Read the question properly. Then you will get some idea. Apply basic mathematics for that idea. Then you can create the logic. Apply programming syntax for that logic. Then you can create the program. Like collection of programs you can consider as one. collection of programs will make you one software. Yes or no? Very powerful steps I told you. What to do, all of you? Identify the problem. Okay, now here what will happen? First, identify the problem. Here you say I will write some steps. Identify the problem. Read the problem carefully. Step number one, read the problem carefully. Okay, na? And then step number two, then you will get idea. You will get idea. Then step number three, apply basic mathematics. Apply basic mathematics for idea. Okay, na? And create a logic. And create logic. And then apply programming syntax. Apply programming syntax, comma, concepts to logic. And create program. And create what? Program. That is the steps you have to follow. 99% people don't know how to read the question. Without reading the question, people will start writing the answer. That is the system. People are habituated. Maximum BTech students, that's why everyone is having good percentage, but don't know job. Okay. So because thinking skills are very less for BTech students. So what to do? You have to improve your thinking skills. How to improve your thinking skills means just by reading the question several times. If you read the question several times, you'll get some idea. Apply basic mathematics for that idea. Then you can create the logic. Apply programming syntax for that logic. Then you can write the program. PDLC is an approach which is used to develop the programs. By using PDLC is an approach which is used to develop the programs. Okay, na? Fastly and efficiently. If you apply PDLC for any program, you'll get some better solution. Yes or no? Next. So here what to do? That is the problem I have given. Then what to do means create the solution for the problem. Create the solution for the program. How to create a solution for the problem? How to create solution for the problem? So how to create means these three steps you have to follow. Identify the solution for the problem. Otherwise, identify the solution for the problem. Read the problem carefully. You will get idea. Apply basic mathematics for that idea. Then create what? Logic. Okay, now here what will happen? So consider 3 subjects marks of the students are 70, 80, 90. So first what to do? Calculate total. How to calculate total? Just basic mathematics. 70 plus 80 plus 90. Don't speed up and write the code and feel you're expert. For complicated programs, you cannot do that one. Simple programs you can do. Fibonacci series, Armstrong number, palindrome, these type of ways. How to calculate the percentage? Total by 300 into 100, something like this. Or you can give total by 3, you will get 240 by 3, you will get 80%. First you have to apply just mathematics, basic mathematics for your idea, then you can create the solution. Problem definition means understand the problem. Then identify the solution for that particular problem. Yes or no? Now algorithm. This is very, very important. What is algorithm? Stepwise refinement. Stepwise refinement of the problem. Stepwise refinement of the solution is algorithm. Stepwise refinement of the solution is algorithm. So no, stepwise process. Stepwise refinement of the solution is what? Algorithm. Okay, na? So you have to follow some steps. Step number 1, start. How you identify the solution? As it is, you have to write in stepwise manner. That is only your algorithm. Okay, na? Step number 1 is start. Step number 2, consider. Okay, na? Consider M1 is 70, M2 is 80, M3 is 90. Identify the variables actually. The question also given now. Consider 3 subject marks means 3 values. 3 values you have to store in 3 variables. That is what I am telling actually. And what to do? Add m1 comma m2 comma m3 and store the result in total. Store the result in total. And then what to do? Divide. Divide total by 3. Divide total with 3 and store the result. And store the result in your English also will improve when you write algorithm percentage. And display print what? Total. And step number 6, print what? Percentage. Step number 7, stop. So these are the 7 steps you have to follow. Okay, na algorithm. Stepwise refinement of the problem is, of the solution is algorithm. So how you identify the solution? In the same manner, you have to apply what? You have to write the algorithm in a stepwise manner. That is algorithm. Stepwise refinement of the solution is what? Algorithm. Yes, and everyone, identify the solution for the problem. Is it very patience is required? You will become experts. You don't know that one, how you will become expert. The only one powerful weapon is PDLC. PDLC is not a normal weapon, powerful weapon for a programmer. Are you following? Next, after this, what happened? Flowchart. Let us see what is a flowchart. What algorithm is a book, textbook. Flowchart is a visualization, diagrams. So always people will attract for diagrams. That is why kids they will teach only visualization they will show. So what is flowchart? The diagrammatical representation of algorithm is flowchart. The diagrammatical representation of algorithm is what? Flowchart. Algorithm is a text, stepwise refinement. Is it clear? Is algorithm. The diagrammatical representation of algorithm is what? Flowchart. In order to draw the flowchart, you must have the knowledge on some symbols. So what are that symbols? Let us see. First one is start symbol, vowel. Vowel is start symbol. This is vowel actual. This vowel is considered as start symbol. Start and stop symbol. Algorithm must have start and stop. Okay, na stop is mandatory. Start is also mandatory. Start and stop symbol. This is vowel. Okay, na. Next one is what? Parallelogram. Parallelogram is, where is that parallelogram? Here. This is parallelogram. This input statement and output statement symbol. Input statement and output statement. Input statement and output statement. You remind me statements, I will tell you. That is also a very powerful topic. Parallelogram is input statement and output statement. Next one, rectangle. Rectangle is process symbol. Any even servlets, advanced Java also you can learn in this manner. Okay, na? So that you will become expert. One process is there to learn. That you must know. This is called as process symbol. Okay, na? And next you have diamond. This is decision symbol. This is diamond. This is decision symbol. Okay, it will have 2 inputs. It will have one input and it will return either true or false. This is decision symbol. Yes or no? It will return either. If you want to take any decision, for example, Amazon is giving offer for their customers. If the total bill is greater than 5,000, they will give what? 20% discount. So whether to check whether the customer is eligible to get the discount or not. Okay, you want to check whether the customer is eligible to get the discount or not. In that scenario, you can go for what? This decision symbol. Okay, na decision symbol. Conditional statements. If, else, if, multiple if, nested if. Whenever you want to do learn that conditional statements, you will use this one. This decision symbol, what it will take? It will take some input from the user and it will return either true or false. It will return either true or false. If true means take one decision, If a false means take another decision. This is decision symbol. This is flow chart. Many people will tell, I have done lot of hard work, I have struggled a lot, I read the book on street lights. I will not believe all those things. Just to change your way of thinking, your total lifestyle will change. That is very, very important. This is flow symbol. Change your way of thinking. Everything is depending on your way of thinking only. Are you following everyone? So this is your flow chart. First problem definition. Are you following? The diagrammatical representation of algorithm is flowchart. Algorithm is a text, flowchart is a diagram. Are you following? So now you have to draw one diagram. How to draw a diagram? Let us see. Now by seeing the algorithm, what to do? Identify. Here what to do? Identify the number of start symbols. Identify the number of start symbol. Start and start symbol. And identify the number of stop symbol. Any flowchart will have only one start symbol and what? One stop symbol, not more than that. And then identify how to draw the flowchart. I'm asking how to draw flowchart. How to draw flowchart? I'm asking. Okay, na? I'm not getting file not found. I will not ask here. This is my class now. Identify. Okay, now the number of input statements. Identify the number of input statements. Identify the number of process statements. Identify the number of output statements. Now tell me, fill this one. How to draw a flowchart. Identify the number of start symbols.
2, 1, 1.
1.
One. Identify the number of stop symbols.
1. 1.
Identify the number of input statements.
2. 2.
Number of input statement M1 is 20, M2 is 80, M3 is
3, sir.
3, sir. 3.
or 1, your wish.
3.
Write 3 means
3, sir.
Taken 3 now, sir.
by the number of input statements. You can write 3. If you write 3 parallelograms are required. If you write all the 3 in one statement, 1 parallelogram is enough. Both are right, your wish. Did you understand, everyone? If you want to declare all the variables in a single line, 1 parallelogram is enough. Okay. Number of process statements. Process also, one process, right? One statement only, so 2. Calculating the total is one process. Calculating the percentage is one process. And number of output statements, how many? 2. One is print the total, one is print the percentage. What is the symbol for output statement? Parallelogram. Yes or no? So like this, you have to identify the number of symbols that are required. Yes or no, everyone? So here you have to draw the flow chart. The diagrammatical representation of algorithm is what? Flowchart. Algorithm is a text. Flowchart is what? Diagram. Algorithm is a text. Flowchart is what? Diagram. The diagrammatical representation of algorithm is flowchart. So step number 1. Step number 1 is what? See the algorithm and draw the flowchart. Start symbol. So use which symbol? Start symbol means which symbol? Vowel. So this is your start symbol and stop symbol. One start, one stop. Yes or no? This is your start symbol. And this is your stop symbol. So what skills are required to become a programmer means just basic mathematics is enough. Remaining, if you follow PDLC, anyone can become a programmer. Are you following, everyone? Next, step number 2 is what? Input statement. So consider M1 is 70, M2 is 80, M3 is 90. If you want to write only one statement, you can write parallelogram. Or if you want to write 3, you can write 1 by 1. So this is your input statement symbol. Yes or no? That is parallelogram. Next step is what? Add M1, M2, M3 and store the result in total. That is process. Process means what? Rectangle. This is process symbol. And one more process symbol. Two processes are there now. In first process symbol, what to do? Calculate the total. And in second process symbol, what to do? Calculate the percentage. Is it clear? And then print the total. That is output statement. Or two outputs now, you can write in a single statement, no problem. Two outputs are there. One is what? Print the total and print the percentage. Here you can take print total. Here you can take print percentage. Yes or no? Print total and print percentage. This is your output statement. Finally, stop symbol. And here you can see the flow chart. Flow chart means show the flow of execution of the program. Here you can show the flow. Though it is a time consuming process, but if you do this for some 10 programs like that, you'll become expert. But definitely when you go for conditional statements, check whether a given year is leap year or not. Some complicated programs will be there. For that complicated programs, flowchart is a powerful weapon. For loops also, it is very, very. After flowchart, next step is PRS. This is very, 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 very important for a programmer. For a programmer, this is very important. PRS, program requirement specification. In order to write the coding, you must have the knowledge on every programming language. Okay, we'll have first one is rules, second one is syntax, third one is concepts, fourth one is logics. These three things are very, very important in order to develop a program. Is it clear? Simply what I can tell, in order to develop a program, we must have the knowledge on these things. One is rules, syntaxes, concepts, and what? Logics. So how to develop the programs? That is very, very powerful. In order to develop the programs, you must have the knowledge on what? Are you following everyone? Rules, syntax, concepts, as well as logics. So what is PRS? Program requirement specification. So in order to develop the program, you have to follow this PRS. In that one, step number one is what? Identify the input variables. Identify the input variables. Step number two, identify the process variables. Step number three, identify the operations. Identify the operations we are performing. Step number four, identify the operators. Step number five, expected output. These are the, as an identify the input variable, identify the process variables, and identify the output variables. Identify the output variables. Yes or no, everyone? Input variables, process variables, output variables. And then step number 6 is expected output. These are the steps we need to follow. This is your PRS, program requirement specification. Are you following, everyone? Program requirement specification. So this is your PRS. Yes or no? So how to now tell me what are the steps for this PRS? Program requirement specification. Identify the input variables, identify the output variables, identify the process variables. Developing the programs. Identify the input variables. How many input variables are there? M1, M2, M3. Identify the input variables and data types. Yes or no? Input variables and data types. M1 is what? Int. M2 is what? Int. M3 is what? Int. So three variables, and decide the data types also in PRS only. Yes or no? And identify the process variables. Process variables is what? One is total. How to calculate total? Here you write M1 plus M2 plus M3. Then the data type is what? Int. Total data type is what? Int. Identify the process variable, that is also int. The small coding you can start here, depending on your language syntax. And identify the another process variable. Process means after performing some operation, you have to store the result in one variable now. That is process. Total by 3, something like this. Total is int by int is int. Like that you have to decide. And then identify the operators. Operations we are performing. Calculate total and calculate percentage. In OOPS when you go, identify the methods. One is calculate total method, other one is calculate percentage. Identify the operators. What operators we used in this program? Plus, equal, by. These three operators we used. Identify the output variables. Again, total and percentage. Total percentage is process variable and what? Output variables also. Expected output. Expected output will be like this. Total is 210, 240, 240, and here percentage is 80. I want the output like this. This is your PRS for your program. The following: identify the input variables, identify the process variables, identify the operations you are performing, identify the operators, identify the output variables, expected output. Now the challenging part is what? Coding. What is the next part? Coding. Yeah, you can actually average, you have to percentage, you have to calculate like this here. Int percentage is equal to total by 300 into 100, you have to write like this. But in my algorithm, I don't know that much English. If you know that much English, you can write like this. So simply I kept 0.3 or something like 3. So Java developer will write the code in Java. How to write the code in Java? Class name, student, bracket open, bracket close, public, static, void, main. Here write what? String, args. Here bracket open, bracket close. Here first step is what? Int m1 is equal to 70. Next int m2 is equal to 80. Next int m3 is equal to 90. Sir, no, then calculate total. Int total is equal to m1 plus m2 plus m3. Then calculate percentage. Percentage is equal to total by 3. Okay, na? Then print the total. I want to print system dot out dot println. So expected output. If expected output is equal to actual output, then test case is passed. So I want the output like this. Total is plus total. Otherwise, if I write only total, test case is failed. Because in my expected output, I have given like this, no? Percentage. Percentage is plus percentage. Okay, now this is the program in which language? This is Java program. Java developers follow this syntax. Yes or no? Because here mixed developers are there now. So I'm writing the program in all the languages you see. This is Java. Okay, na? Now if you want to write in .NET, what to do? Main M is capital in .NET. M is capital, that's it. No need of string args remove. And here that's it. Remaining story is same. In place of system.out.println console.writeline. Okay, na? This is what? C#.NET program. That's it. Same story. This is your C#.NET. Any .NET developers are there? You write the code. In which language? .NET. Java developers write the code in Java. Are you following everyone? This is Java, this is .NET. Is it clear? Similarly, any Python students are there or TypeScript students are there, remove this code. You just copy this line, middle, that is enough. For who? TypeScript. TypeScript students, how to write? Here you can write like this, where where M1 column number is equal to 70, where M2 column number is equal to 80, where M3 column number is equal to 90, where total column number, okay, na, is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3, where percentage column number, here instead of console.writeLine, you can use console.log, console.log. This is TypeScript. Angular students, you have to learn one language, that is TypeScript. Okay, na? This is which language? TypeScript. PDLC is common for any language. Sir, no. Code for Java, code for C Sharp, code for TypeScript. Very simple, no structure. Directly you can write. 70, that's it. Remove the semicolon. M2 is equal to 80. No need of semicolon also. M3 is equal to 90. That's it. This is Python code. And again, total. No need of data types. Python does not support any data types. Directly you can write. M1, how you will read in the same manner, you print. Total is plus total. Here also you can write print. Okay, na percentage. This is Python. Okay, Java, .NET, Python. Is it clear? TypeScript in all languages I'm showing you. Because here mixed students are there now. You can go for your own language. Is it clear, everyone? I know this is not Oops batch, Manikanta. Why you are hurry here? Yes. Very good. Python no plus. Here you have comma. Yes. Comma total, comma percentage. Very good. Thank you. This is Python. Yes. Sorry, no semicolon in Python. Very simple language here. Python. Are you following? So this is your Python. Open HTML tag. JavaScript, if you want to write, I will write. Close HTML tag. Open head tag. Don't confuse all of you. Just I'm telling different languages. Within this head tag, open script. Type is equal to text slash JavaScript and close the script tag. Okay, na? And here you can write one code where what same code you can write, it will work, but you have to keep where. Okay, now here you can write where M1 is equal to 70, where M2 is equal to 80, and here where M3 is equal to 90, where total is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3, where is a anonymous type. And here what to do? Print. How to print the value in JavaScript? Document.write of print total. Otherwise, you can print like this. Total is plus total. And here percentage is plus percentage. Plus percentage. This is your JavaScript code. This is your percentage. Okay, na? This is JavaScript. Sir, no. This is your JavaScript code. Everywhere same code, only the syntax will change. You want any more? You want TSQL? Oracle code you want? TSQL? Declare @M1. Data type is number. Or if it is a SQL server means int. From @M2, data type is int. @M3, data type is int. As begin. Here you write end block. In middle you can write set @M1 is equal to 70. And here you can write M2, M3. Set @M2 is equal to 80. M3 is equal to 90. And here you declare one variable. declare at the rate total number, number int. Okay, now comma at the rate percentage. Here I'll try to give int, and here you can write set. Otherwise, you write this declare in at the starting so that you'll not confuse. Here you can write set at the rate total is equal to at the rate m1 plus at the rate m2 plus at the rate m3, and here you can write set at the rate percentage is equal to at the rate total by 3, and here you can write print. Simply you can write print. Okay, print at the rate total. Otherwise you can as varchar of, don't confuse, don't fear. Just I'm showing one common sense you have to understand that any language only syntax will change, concept will never change. Rules, syntax only will change. This is PSQL. TSQL or Oracle people will call as PLSQL. In PLSQL, just the data type names will change. You have to give number. This is PSQL. So last step is testing. What is testing? If expected value is equal to what? Actual value, then test case is pass. Testing means what? If expected value is equal to actual value, then
Hello,
test
sir.
case is what?
Hello, sir.
Asked. Otherwise, tell me. What
Hello,
is?
sir.
Hello. Hello. Hello, you know.
Tomorrow's 11 batch is there.
Tomorrow I will update. 11 mostly no batch. Who invented telephone? You tell me. Graham Bell. Why he kept the name Hello? I think Hello is her girlfriend name. First time when he invented the phone, he called his girlfriend only. Her name is Hello. Like that, Hello came. So you also invent anything and you can keep your girlfriend name. Wife name, huh? Okay, wife or girlfriend, whoever it may. I think wife, huh? Be cool like this, sir. We is easy to learn Reactor, Angular. Anything is easy if you know PDLC. If you don't know PDLC, everything is confused. You can even read your wife also if you know PDLC, because your thinking skills will improve. Okay, very good, Vivo. I'm not angry. I am very cool.